Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, the 29th of July, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, under 19 games rained out, and in our feature for this evening, sporting camps conclude. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Jump up, free up, bet up, no standing up. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45, yeah. Music, folklore, pageants, and so much more. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45.
Join us from July 25th to August 6th for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. It's Culturama 45.
Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45. Yeah. Love, passion, pride, Culturama 45.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. Significant rain prevented any significant play in round one of the Rising Stars West Indies Under-19 Championship at venues in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The feature game at Arnorsville Sports Complex between defending Under-19 50-over champions Guyana and host Windward Islands was a no result. After only 10.1 overs, the rain came at intervals throughout the day. While both matches at the Cumberland, Jamaica versus Leeward Islands and Park Hill, Trinidad and Tobago versus Barbados playing fields were abandoned without a ball bowled. Guyana Under-19 coach Julian Moore said, "Obviously, we were frustrated at the stop-start nature of the game, but we can take many positives going into the upcoming matches. We wanted to bowl first regardless of weather since we depend heavily on our pacers. Even after the game was reduced to 27 overs, our game plan was not altered much." Windward Islands Under-19 coach Clifford Thomas said, "The major positive for us was our captain and opener Kimani Milius, who was the leading run scorer in last year's tournament. He was basically looking like he was picking up from where he left off during his short innings before he got out. And that's a good sign for us in the remainder of the competition." Meanwhile, in international cricket, Elise Perry's unbeaten 47 in Australia's 7-wicket win at Hove made her the first player, male or female, to reach the all-round milestone of 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in T20 international cricket. Perry had brought up her 100th wicket by dismissing Nat Seaver in the World T20 final in November and clipped a 4 off her pads to bring up the 1,000-run mark in the closing stages of Sunday's chase. Dominant in 50-over cricket, Perry's record in T20s has been comparatively modest with the bat, with just 3 50s in 60 innings, but she played a composed, measured innings to help Australia chase down their target of 122 with 13 balls to spare. In characteristic fashion, Perry downplayed the significance of her achievement. "I guess it's lovely, but I wasn't aware of it," she said. "I actually think in T20 cricket at international level, we probably play it as much as the men, so I have played a pretty big volume of games now, over 100, so I suppose when you have played 100 games, you might get close to it. That's probably the only reason I'm there, because I've played a lot of games. It was really cool to be out there with Meg Lanning, with whom Perry put on 87. I really enjoy batting with her, and she's incredible when she's going at the other end. It's quite easy, really." I think these kinds of totals are always tricky chases. You don't want to be too reckless, but you also don't want to hold yourself back. Once we got settled, it felt really rhythmical, and obviously Meg is in unbelievable form, and she just carried on from where she left off in the last match. We'll be back after this break. Let's take in this.
Hi everyone, I am your contestant number 1 in this year's Miss Culture's Rumor Pageant, Ms. Babita Silal, a proud ambassador of Fit Wellness. And I am here just to let you guys know to take the full advantages of the free HIV testing and counseling that is offered at the Alexandra Hospital, also at the Health Promotion Unit and all the health center on the island.
Well, I'm back, and tonight we feature general sports. Friday, 26 July, saw the culmination of 2 weeks of exciting sporting camps hosted by the Sports Department of Nevis. An official closing ceremony, was held at the Eater Willett Park to officially conclude the cricket, football and netball camps. The invocation was done by Acting Director of Sports, Mr. Brian Dow, and this was followed by his opening and welcome remarks as he also chaired the proceedings. Thanks to Sheldon Joseph, we get these excerpts from that ceremony.
Welcome to the closing ceremony of our first stage of our summer camps. We'll conclude this stage, which covered cricket, football and netball. I would have visited each activity and witnessed the enthusiasm and the keenness to learn the various disciplines of each sport, which to my mind is a good and a step in the right direction. The department each year would have engaged the children in these sporting disciplines because of our continued effort not only to enhance and further develop our children, but we at the department believe that taking a holistic approach to our children involved in sport could only mean well for the future of our country as it relates to sports. And in that vein, we'll continue to groom our young children through our development programs, and we look forward to seeing them become professionals in whatever sport they may choose and go out there on the regional and even so the international scene and become good ambassadors and make our country proud.
Okay. Come to the closing of the Youth and Sports Summer Program. I was coaching on the football games. The skills were very good. The games that we played yesterday were very competitive. We work on top of dribbling, passing, control, finishing. So you see inside the game, you see goals, you see them passing the ball length, you see them beating the next player, backing up to each other. But the most important thing, we also learn teamwork. We learn how it is to work as a team, work as one together.
We took the past 2 weeks at a successful summer camp. I feel like back in the field, cricket, match, simulation. And I think in the future we should get about focus and distance.
So we had 2 weeks of netball program going on. For us, we taught our girls how to catch, position in their hands, how to throw the ball, how to pass the ball, different types of passing, catching the ball, defensive plays in order to get away, getting free, creating space, amongst other things, learning the most important part, the playing parts of the court, the areas of the court, the playing positions, and how to play each position. That is what we did for 2 weeks, learning the game, planting a seed in the children of developing the game, learning to play, and communication skills socially and holistically. Thank you.
I am happy to be here this morning to associate with this closing ceremony for this camp that has been run for the past couple of weeks. I would first like to just commend the Department of Sports for once again rising to the challenge and organizing a camp such as this, so at least we can have our young people at this age. I understand most of you are 6 to 8, some are a little bit above, but I'm happy that the department can rise to the challenge and have some of you in this initiative to at least for you to craft and hone your skill in the various sporting disciplines. I also want to commend the coaches. I know Mr. Sweeney is a gentleman who has been around football for a very long time. I think he's a very accomplished football coach, and I think he would have done a great job with those who would have been involved in the cricket, in the football. Mr. Pemberton, he has gone places, I think regionally, and I think he as well is a very accomplished person with regards to cricket. And of course, Mrs. Manners Hendrickson, she has been around the game of netball for an extremely long time, never mind her height. She has been around for a very long time, and I'm sure she would have imparted a lot of good skills to the netball enthusiasts and those of you who are learning the sport. Now, I am particularly pleased that persons your age are being exposed to the skills of the different sporting disciplines. We've been hearing a lot of good news about our divisions with regards to football and in particular cricket. If we have been following the news, we realize that a lot of our cricketers are making it to the Leeward Islands on the 17, on the 19 teams, and this is because of the work that the Department of Sports has been doing. Practically or primarily at the high school level, but it is important that we plant the seed at this level as well, at the primary school level as well. So at least once you could get the expertise planted at this level, then you can continue at the secondary level and beyond. Of course, we know that Nevis is practically the home of cricket, and we have been fortunate in getting persons on the West Indies team in the past. And our goal is to continue to put young players on the West Indies team. We are hoping that those who have made it to the Leeward's level for the under 17 and the under 19 will continue and go on. And that is why we're having these kind of sessions. So you at this level, the primary level, can get that start, that foundation, and then you can go on in the future. I hope that you all would have utilized the expertise of the various coaches, and we are hoping that you're not going to just stay here after this, but you'll continue to develop your skill and your interest in the games. We are hoping that netball, we can see a turnaround in netball in the future. As I said, we've been getting good reports about football and cricket, but unfortunately, netball seems to be lagging behind. And we as a ministry, we're going to try to change that in terms of development of our facilities and our coaches as well. So I want to congratulate all of you who have been a part of the program, and I want to congratulate the parents and grandparents as well who have encouraged you and who are here as well today to support you. I want to thank all of you who have been involved in some way and wish you success in the future. May you enjoy the rest of your vacation. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations to the youngsters. That's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.